Is it the same stream key? Oh shoot, it went live already. I didn't know it was going to do that. Except for... There we go. Alright, so I need to swap you and you... And put you up like this. And then we need to do this. What is this person talking about? So, live, add title. It's new comic book day, exclamation mark. Oh, that's not what I wanted at all. Shoot. Done. Oh. Okay, there we go. That looks a little bit... Oh, right, and then you can't flip your camera. Control, camera tools. Which side of the screen you want your camera toolbar? Default to front camera. Camera settings, live. Well, alright. Okay. Maybe it's just backwards to me? Okay. There we go. That's better. This is a pain. Oh, it looks so weird to be backwards. But... Hey, what's up, guys? This is my typical new comic book day stream. But it's usually not on these platforms. And I wish it didn't look so yellow on YouTube. But I don't feel like trying to fix it, so we'll just leave it for now. What's up, Jack? Dirty Mastermind, did you get Superman tickets? Yes, I did. So I'm streaming on YouTube and Instagram right now, so that's why I'm talking to two different people. But yeah, Nerdy Mastermind on YouTube, I did. My buddy Andy and I got tickets for the July 8th, the Amazon Prime showing. Yeah, so pretty excited about that. Pretty excited about that. And I'm glad we got him too, because it's going to be like, what is it? So that's the 8th, which is a Tuesday. Spoilers are going to be like crazy after that. So I'm glad we got him. Otherwise, I would have to just like smash my phone so I could avoid spoilers. What's your most anticipated book from this new week? Mine's Absolute Batman. So, I mean, I've read pretty much all of them already, but my pick of the week is Absolute Batman #9. It's so good. And then after that, it's New Avengers #1 and Death of Silver Surfer #1. Like, all three of those are really, really good. Oh yeah, I'll be logging off the internet a week or two before. Yeah, what's up, Pedro? How's it going, man? Yeah, I always, like, usually in the days leading up to a movie, even if there's not an early Amazon Prime streaming, you know, I will, I'll set up Twitter to mute specific keywords. Like, I think I muted Thunderbolts and Marvel Studios and MCU and all that kind of stuff. Like, I try to mute a whole bunch of keywords on Twitter, and it usually works out pretty well. I mean, I usually don't get too spoiled on something. I was live streaming on TikTok a couple of weeks before Thunderbolts, and some jackwagon came in and just tried to drop a spoiler. But it's funny because they said the Hulk appears in the post-credit scene of Thunderbolts, and then they just left. And I'm like, well, that's not a major spoiler, but I didn't want to know that. But then it didn't end up being true anyway. So that's the only thing. That's the only bad thing about live streaming is you know, like, people just come in and just like drop spoilers and then they leave. But at the same time, those spoilers don't always end up being true. So Roughwood, every time I see Superman pop up, I turn the channel. Oh yeah, for sure. Like, if I'm scrolling Twitter or something, because I guess there was a new trailer that came out. So if I'm scrolling Twitter and I see like a video of a video clip or something, you know, of something I haven't seen before, I scroll real fast right past it. What books do you recommend with Mr. Terrific? I'm reading his new limited series. I want to read more. Well, I was going to say his new miniseries is, year one. There's actually not that much solo Mr. Terrific stuff. I would probably just say, yeah, JSA is probably your best bet. Because there's not a whole lot of just Mr. Terrific, maybe the current Justice League Unlimited. He pops up in that quite a bit. But yeah, JSA is probably your best bet for that. Probably the Strange Adventures from a couple years ago. Okay, cool, Pedro. I haven't read that, so I didn't know he was even in that at all. So yeah, thanks for the recommendation. Yeah, in fact, I don't have it in here. I have a JSA compendium somewhere laying around, and I was gonna flip through and see like how many, if he has a big presence in that, but I don't know where it is. It's somewhere in that big mess of books over there. Strange Adventures I do have. It's not open, but yeah, I didn't know he was in that at all. So that's awesome. Nick Reed on Instagram. What's up, man? How you doing? Yeah, so, my TikTok live stream ban is over in 1 hour. So I guess I'll be back over there tomorrow. Blue Jasper, how's it going? So yeah, I guess I'll, Friday night, I guess, everything, if everything goes right, if TikTok doesn't find some way to get mad at me again, I'll be streaming over there again Friday night. But yeah, got 1 hour left on the ban. Definitely think Mr. Terrific's going to blow up after this movie. He looks awesome. Yeah, he looks really good. I really like Mr. Terrific, and it wasn't until this year one series came out that I was like, I don't really know that much about Mr. Terrific. About his origin, his early days, that kind of thing. I don't know that I could even tell you his origin beyond the basics. Going back to your toxic relationship. Well, I mean, I do like TikTok. I just wish that they weren't. I just wish that they didn't get so mad at me all the time for the dumbest things. So. I'm gonna go back. They promised they'd be better, so I'm gonna go back, but I don't know. I'm gonna try to fix this. The YouTube stream looks really yellow. I'm gonna try to see if I can. I have color correction, color grading. Is there a green? Oof. Nope. Nope. It needs He's more like white. Nope. Have you seen the popcorn buckets for Fantastic? Oh, yeah. There's all kinds of popcorn buckets for both movies. It's crazy. Bro, Absolute Bane. Right? He's scary. What are the new big comics this week? Oh, my gosh. So, Absolute Batman #9, for sure. New Avengers #1. Death of Silver Surfer #1. Those are my top 3. You've also got Action Comics #1087, which is the start of a whole new direction for that book, telling stories about Superman when he was Superboy. Yeah, so, and let's see what else. There's a new book from Mad Cave called Blue Palo Verde, which is really cool. Yeah, the Galactus popcorn bucket for $80. It looks really cool. I can't do $80 for a popcorn bucket. So green. Can I turn the green down? It just makes it all red. Color correction. I need white balance or something. There we go. That's a little better. We'll leave it. Maybe we'll leave it at that. There we go. Okay. Went to the comic book store and accidentally got to meet George Takei. Nice. If If the Galactus bucket is at Regal, I might get it. You know, I mean, the idea of popcorn buckets is really cool, but I just like I have. Well, they're not up there anymore, but I bought a few of them, and I just never end up doing anything with them. Like I got the Miles Morales one, and then later I got the Gwen Stacy one from my LCS, and we got the Ghostbusters one. My son suckered me into getting the Godzilla Kong one, which was kind of a ripoff because it's just a big square bucket. But out of all of them, like they just don't end up getting used, right? So it's not, they look so cool. Like I wanted the Captain America one from Brave New World, which it was the shield, but then it like popped up. I wanted that one, but I was like, you know what? As cool as this is and as bad as I want it, I know that I'm just not gonna. I know that I'm not gonna use it, right? So, yeah, I do have a son. I've got one son. He's a teenager through and through. I don't think I've ever bought a special popcorn bucket. They're cool, and it's easy to get wrapped up in the excitement of the movie. But like I said, I just never end up using it. And they just like end up taking up space after a while. So, but that Galactus one looks really cool. And there's like a whole bunch of different Superman ones. There's one where there's one with Crypto that I saw today. There's one where he's like shooting his heat vision through the glass, like heating up the popcorn and stuff. Like that's there's all kinds, man. Nerdy Mastermind. I just reread Justice by Alex Ross and Doug Braithwaite. Such a fantastic book. Do you mean by Justice Alex Ross and Krieger? Jeff Krieger? Oh yeah. It is Braithwaite. Yeah, I love Justice. In fact, that's one of my favorite That's one of my favorite DC stories of all time. It really is. If not my favorite DC story of all time. Holy cow. Everybody should go read Justice. I got the Absolute edition of it. Actually, on Instagram, I can turn the camera. I got the Absolute edition of Justice when it came out back in November. I love Justice. Oh my gosh. Please can Superman come out now? Did you see the spot where they cast... It's playing tug of war with Crypto and losing? Yeah, I did. It's funny because... if that's, well, no, I don't know. It's fun. It's fun. I like that kind of stuff. Yeah, I have such high hopes for that movie. There was the do you like Marvel Ruins? I don't think I've asked yet. Marvel Ruins. I'm not sure what is Marvel Ruins. Or do you mean Marvel Rivals? Was that an autocorrect? I picked up Death of Silver Surfer, Batman, and Jason Todd. Oh, I did read that one too. Yeah, New Avengers and Spider-Girl. Did I miss anything? Yeah, Spider-Girl was one of them. Absolute. Yeah, you got. Oh, did you get Absolute Batman? Cecilia, did you get Absolute Batman? That's the big one. Hey, I'm on your TV. What's up, Sean? I am lording over your living room. The edgy mini in an AU where everything goes terribly wrong. Marvel Ruins. I don't think Galactus found dead in space. Peter Parker dies from... What? Hold on. I need to look into this. Hold on. Marvel... That sounds familiar. Marvel Ruins. Marvel Ruins? I didn't read Absolute Batman. Oh, okay. Didn't read Absolute Batman 1 through 8, so didn't get... Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Have you read Powerless yet? I've read it in trade. I know what happens in it. Powerless. What is Powerless? I'm waiting for the Absolute Batman trade paperback to come out. Okay, it came out, Roughwood. Didn't it? No, it didn't. Not yet. Sorry. It didn't yet. It's soon. No, it's not. Isn't it August, maybe? Oh, Mateo. Wait, who are you on TikTok? Sorry, guys. I hate not knowing who people are across platforms. And, like I said, I would be over there right now if they weren't if they weren't big dummies. So Marvel Ruins. What is? I don't. That name doesn't come up when I search for it on League of Comic Geeks. But it sounds familiar. Are you sure it's called Marvel Ruins? Your Amazing Humor. Did you get your Fantastic Four tickets? No, not yet. No, that one will come. Oh, Flounder, what's up, man? I was trying to think, like, who does this sound like? Sorry about that, man. So, okay, wait, Flounder, that was you that said Marvel Ruins, right? And what? Oh wait, no, that was yeah. And Nick, power. Yeah, Nick, what is Powerless? Just search Ruins. Oh, Marvel comic. Oh yeah, Ruins. Okay, wait a minute. Is it just a one shot? Oh wait. No. It's from 1995. There was something in 2009, but then it looks like there's a series from 1995. It was two. Oh, no, I have not read this. Ruins. Well, it doesn't really say much about it. As a counterpoint to the legendary Marvel series, Warren Ellis explores a Marvel universe where absolutely everything that can go wrong has gone wrong. Reporter Phil Sheldon investigates a dark and hopeless world where no Supermen or women were created from amazing accidents. Instead, they have all died horrible deaths or worse. Oh, no. I would like to read that, but I have not. Marvel series where the heroes and villains don't have their powers. I have not heard of that one either. Golly, guys. You are educating me tonight. Okay, here's Powerless from 2004. I've never heard of this one. Powerless explores what it means to be a hero in very human terms by reimagining Marvel's most popular characters without superpowers. This series will strip down to the core heroes we have all come to know and love. These characters, including Peter Parker, Matt Murdock, and Logan, were fated to be heroes. Just because Peter wasn't bitten by a radioactive spider doesn't mean he didn't do battle with a madman named Norman Osborn. Matt Murdock, blind, yes, but with no heightened senses. However, he did become a legal champion of the poor in Hell's Kitchen, and he did cross paths with Wilson Fisk, the Kingpin. And Logan is, of course, the enigmatic and amnesiac drifter on the run from his past. Wow. I have never heard of that. Oh, yeah, no, I love alternate universe stories. Like, I love Elseworlds, that kind of stuff. I haven't heard of these ones. Marcus McGregory, hi, everyone. How's it going? Yeah, Marcus on YouTube, how's it going? Thanks for hanging out. We're streaming on YouTube and Instagram tonight since we can't be at the other place. And I am getting schooled right now on various comic series that I've never heard of. But I wonder if these are all on Marvel Unlimited. I'd love to read these. Frank Castle is in Powerless. Emma Frost, Foggy Nelson, Gwen Stacy. Oh, I wonder if she lived. Wow. Okay. I got some good news. Marcus, what you got? What's your good news? Wish there was a way to stream on Instagram and YouTube at the same time. I got my Superman tickets for July 11th. Very cool. Very cool. Are you not doing the Prime viewing? I've heard Powerless before, but haven't read it. Yeah, no, I definitely want to try it out. I found Powerless through a YouTube video. Sounded great and found it for $5. Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, I've never heard of it. So now I found out about it through Instagram. Because you found out about it through YouTube. The internet is awesome sometimes. And sometimes it's awful. I'm busy on July 8th at the time. Okay, gotcha, Marcus. Yeah. Yeah, me and my buddy Andy, we are going to go see it on the 8th. I will post a very spoiler-free initial impressions on it, and then I won't talk about it again until after the 11th to give everybody a chance to go see it. But you have my word, I will not spoil anything. Not anything. Nice Spider-Man shirt. Sean, thank you very much. You bought a Wii? Like the original Wii? I'm a big fan of the Wii U. I think the Wii U got a bad rap. Um, like without the Wii U, we don't have the Switch, right? I mean, there's like so many like great Wii U games. $40, the steal of the century, very nice. Love from India, hello, not TNT. What's up, James, over on YouTube? Yeah, you can find. Yeah, Wii's are pretty easy to find. Wii U's not as much. Craziest thing about the Wii U is that they didn't sell the gamepad separate. Like there was no way to ever get if that one broke, you had to buy a whole new system. Emerald Knights, it's been a minute. How's it going, man? What games do you have for the Wii? Oh gosh, I'm not sure. I think I probably got Wii Sports. I've got Wind Waker HD, Xenoblade Chronicles. I don't know. They're all on the other side of this wall on my shelf, but I'm not sure. It's not a whole lot of them, but I've got a few. Loved Absolute Batman #9. Can't wait for 10. And Scott Snyder actually said just a little while ago, he tweeted, he's like, I thank you for all the love that you guys are giving Absolute Batman #9. He said, and if you thought this was crazy, wait till you see issue #10. So apparently, as crazy as #9 was, #10 is going to be even bigger and crazier. Yeah. I'm staying off TikTok for those 3 days so I won't get spoiled with Wicked and Outer Banks Season 4. Oh, dude. Yeah, Outer Banks Season 4, that was a crazy ending. Like, why did they do that? Why in the world did they end Outer Banks Season 4 like that? And I feel like I'm not the target audience for Outer Banks. Like, I feel like I'm too old to be watching that. But I really love the treasure hunting aspect of it. I love treasure hunting shows where they have to solve clues. Things like Uncharted, right? One of my favorite game series of all time. I love Uncharted. So I love that aspect of it. Favorite Wii games are the Skylanders games. Me and my son played all of those. We still have all of our Skylanders. I'll never forget one of my best memories of playing Skylanders with him is we were playing. I don't remember which one it was, but we were playing one of them, and we were on the final boss. And for some reason, we were getting our butts kicked. And fortunately, we had a bunch of Skylanders. And when one dies, you have to put another one in. And we went through every single figure before we finally beat the boss. Like it was tough. Do you think we'll see Ghost Rider and Secret Wars? I don't think so. It would be cool, but I don't think so. I'm gonna see Superman with my stepbrother, my stepfather on July 11th. Yeah, that's gonna be great. Did you watch the final Superman trailer? No, I did not watch the final Superman trailer. If you haven't, I would say don't. I think it shows too much. I've got my tickets for the opening night. Twice, nice. Yes, no, I have not watched the whatever it was that they released today or yesterday. I have not watched any of that, and I don't plan on doing. Robbie Reyes, dude, man, if they just I wouldn't mind seeing the Ghost Rider Robbie Reyes that was in Agents of Shield. If you had told me that Agents of Shield, which I love that show, but it's a network TV show, right? If you had told me that Agents of Shield would have given us such a really great Ghost Rider, before it happened, I would have laughed in your face. Agents of Shield on ABC, it's a TV show. No way can they make that look good. But holy cow, they did. Oh, Nick, I don't remember the boss fight. It was probably 10 years ago, or a little bit more recently. But yeah, it was a long time ago. You know how much I love Agents of Shield. How much do you love it as much as Ultimate X-Men? James is cooking. That's all you need to know. I've seen brief little things, but yeah, I haven't. Yeah, it did start to look a little bit spoilery. Not necessarily story spoilers, but I'm the kind of guy who loves to go in as blind as possible. And if I know that a big action set piece is coming, even though that may not be a big story point, I still don't want to know what's coming because then I find myself um, like watching the movie waiting for the scene that I know is coming. I'd rather just not know anything about it. So yeah, and I'm not even like really, unlike with a first trailer or maybe even a second trailer, I'm not really tempted either with this new one. Like I'm not like sitting here being like, oh, I really want to watch it, but maybe I shouldn't. Like I'm not really tempted. So waiting for Ballerina releasing tomorrow and Fantastic Four Superman. I have not seen. Yeah, I haven't seen. Wait, is Ballerina? I thought Ballerina was out. Um, but I like the John Wick movie, so I'd like to see that too. YouTube and Instagram because I don't see comments with Ghost Rider. Yeah, I'm on YouTube and Instagram. Yeah, the Ghost Rider comment was from not TNT on Instagram. Nicolas Cage, Ryan Gosling, or Keanu as Ghost Rider. I mean, if I'm being honest, like I would say Ryan Gosling. I think Ryan Gosling would make a great, a great Johnny Blaze or Danny Ketch. I think he would make a great Johnny Blaze, but I'm a Danny Ketch fan, and I think he could do that too. I like Ryan Gosling. I think he would be. I think he would be cool. I think he would be cool as Ghost Rider. Ballerina came out last week on Friday. Oh, okay. What's up, Alec? Do you think that new Absolute Batman #9 cover variant, VIP variant, is listed to sell on eBay or any other platform soon? New Absolute Batman 9 cover variant will be listed to sell on eBay or any other platform. I mean, it came out today, so I'm sure it'll be on eBay if it's not already. I'm sure it will be soon. Need to see Johnny Blaze, Carter Slade, and Danny Ketch. Who's Carter Slade? Should I know that name? Is that another Ghost Rider that I foolishly don't know about? What is that? Snow White is on Disney Plus? I didn't know that. Cover variant, Chuma Hill VIP right here. Oh. Ooh, that's a good one. Was that open order? Yeah, that came out today, so it'll probably be on eBay at some point soon. Carter Slade was the old Ghost Rider with the horse. Oh, okay. Okay, cool. Carter Slade, OG horse riding Ghost Rider. I would like, dude, give me a Marvel special presentation of that, you know. Like we're going to get, I thought Marvel said that they were done making those, but then, you know, they said we're going to get a Punisher one, so that sounds cool to me. I'm waiting until I see the first 3 movies, then watch Ballerina, and then watch the 4th movie. Okay, that sounds good. Have you heard Ghost Rider Trail of Tears? No. You guys are taking me to school on comics today. I haven't heard of any of this stuff. Ghost Rider Trail of Tears. Ghost Rider Trail of Tears from 2007. Okay, I like the covers. Dude. The prequel to Garth Ennis and Clayton Crane's smash hit Ghost Rider Road to Damnation. So this is a prequel to another one called Ghost Rider Road to Damnation, which I also haven't heard of. Have you seen the J. Scott summer swimsuit covers? I have seen those, and I really like them. Yeah, yeah. It says that Trail of Tears is the prequel to Ghost Rider Road to Damnation. Okay, I'm sold. Travis Parham thought he'd seen hell. As a lieutenant in the Confederate Army, he stood neck deep in muck and blood, surrounded by the whistle of hot shrapnel and men's screams. 2 years later, Parham has carved a new life for himself, doing his best to forget the depravity that lurks in the pits of men's souls. Now Parham's tranquil world is about to be rudely interrupted. Up from the depths comes a force of nature that transcends his wildest dreams, a fiery wraith that knows a thing or two about evil and even more about vengeance. Holy cow, bro. That sounds awesome. Been reading a lot of Superman just for fun in anticipation for the movie. Superman Up in the Sky. Dude, Emerald Knights, Superman Up in the Sky is one of my favorites. And in fact, I got a DM from, if you guys know Near Mint Condition on YouTube, Omar, he DM'd me about being on his channel in 2 weeks to do a show about evergreen Superman stories. Asking me if I wanted to be on his channel. I was like, heck yeah, man. I'm a huge fan. So I'll be on the Near Mint Condition channel in a couple weeks talking about Superman stories. Yeah, Emerald Knight. So, and that's what I was doing. I was thinking the same thing when I got that DM. I'm like, oh gosh, I need to go back and read like a bunch of these up here because it's been a while. I hope they do Streaky the Cat and Supergirl. That would be fun. Yeah. It's pretty good, but Trail of Tears is one of my favorite Ghost Rider books. Oh my gosh. This sounds awesome. No, that sounds awesome. I feel ashamed that I haven't ever heard of these, but I definitely want to read them. And that's like, we talked about it on live streams before over on TikTok. Like, that's the great thing about comics is I've been reading comics for 40 years, and I still don't know everything. There's still plenty of stuff I haven't heard of. And nobody knows everything, right? But when we all come together, we can, like, share this stuff. So I definitely want to check this out. That sounds right up my alley. Hell yeah, I'll have to watch that stream. Yeah, I think it's going to be Thursday. I think he said Thursday, the 26th at 6 p.m. Eastern. I'll have to look at the DM again. I can't right now because I'm using my phone on Instagram. But yeah, it'll be in a couple weeks. I did like Absolute Batman 9, but I was shocked when I saw Bane using his Venom at the end. He looked like the Hulk. Yeah. And like Batman was like scared. What was crazy, you know, Batman was like, oh, well, that's, you know, you juiced up weirdo or something like that. And Bane's like, oh, I haven't even used this yet. You know, he like wiped the floor with Batman. He's like, I haven't even used this stuff yet. Want to see? Boom. And then Hulk's out. Extremely excited for Supergirl. Yeah. Have you read the Spider-Man India comics? I've read a little bit of them back when they first started doing them. I read a couple of them. Very cool. And of course, I read, you know, Spider-Man India was part of one or more of the Spider-Verse or Spider-Geddon stuff. So I read a little bit of that there too. Yeah, Bane was like, "Oh my Venom." Yeah. He's like, "Oh, I haven't." And I love that, you know, Batman's fighting Bane, and he's using all these like moves, and Bane's like, "Oh, very good, Krav Maga, nice," and then, "Oh, very cool, Tai Chi, awesome," you know, and he's like, "Go ahead, try some more," you know, like, and that's what I said in my preview video was that Bane speaks so kind of almost gently or kindly that it's a little bit more unsettling. Where, you know, if he was like, you know, screaming at Batman, come on, like that would be one thing. But Bane's like, oh yeah, you know, try something else. Sure, yep, that didn't work. I just disabled your arm and your leg. Try something else. Go for it. You know, go right ahead. Like it's weirder. It's more unsettling when he's chill, I guess. You know. I read 2 issues of the new What If Galactus Transform comics. They were pretty good. Yeah, some are better than others. I really like the Gambit one of those. The Gambit one was pretty cool. How does anyone from Absolute Batman universe enter a room? The roof needs to be 50 feet high, and they walk in sideways. You know, they just sort of like walk in. They turn sideways and just kind of walk in like that. Let's go 3 for 3. Have you read Taskmaster Volume 3? Well, let me see which one that is. Is that the more recent miniseries from like a couple years ago? Well, from 2020. Is that the one? Is that Taskmaster? I don't know which one Volume 3 is. But yes, I read the one where Black Widow's chasing him. I did read some of that, and I liked it. The one with Black Widow. Okay, I read some of it. Yeah, I thought it was cool. I just don't think I ever finished it. Or maybe I did. Or maybe that's back when I felt like I had to buy everything. And I think I bought all of those issues. But I may have missed like number 4 or something like that. Which is maybe why I didn't finish it. I read Hulk and Spider-Gwen. I like those Galactus ones. I like Gambit and Moon Knight, I think. Spider-Man 2099 and Batman Beyond. Wish this was the team of Marvel and DC, the Marvel DC stuff. Yeah, that would be cool. Maybe. I mean, we're gonna get more. We know we're gonna get more in 2026. I like the idea of Superman and Batman teaming up after this movie, and Wonder Woman wondering who will be Wonder Woman. Yeah, I don't really want to team up yet, though. You know, I just want a sequel to Superman. I'm starting to think that Barbara might be having Jim roles since he is the mayor. I hope she becomes Batgirl or Batwoman in this universe at some point. Maybe it's possible. I just don't, and I don't think Scott Snyder will. But I just don't. I just hope they don't rush anything. They don't rush anything because we did see another extremely brief cameo from a very well-known Batman-related character. So hopefully they don't. Hopefully they don't rush anything. Spider-Man 2099 is the best Spider-Man, no contest. He's up there for sure. Those are the only two I have. Still need to find the others. I mean, they're okay. I didn't super duper love them, but I thought they were fine. I thought they were all right. I hope we see Nightwing at some point in this universe. Well, maybe we know that there's going to be another Absolute book that is a Batman related character. That's what Scott Snyder told us. So we know that that's going to happen. We just don't know who it is. It could be Nightwing. I think it's going to be Catwoman because they've gone to great lengths to not show us Selena Kyle in this universe, but they have mentioned her until this issue. But even that was in a flashback. So they've gone to great lengths to not show us current day Selena Kyle in Absolute Batman. So I think they're saving her for her own book. But I have no knowledge. That's just a guess. Ballerina is releasing tomorrow in India. I need to collect number one of John Wick. Number one, you mean is there a comic? Oh, sorry. Is there a John Wick comic? My eyes have been irritating me all day long. And then we also saw a very brief cameo of another character in the photograph. There was a photograph in Absolute Batman number 9 that showed a couple of characters on it. And what's funny is the preview copy that I read a few weeks back, it was in black and white. And in the black and white version, the character's name was written on that photograph. But in the print version, the name was gone. So I don't know if everybody picked up on who that was. I'm sure they did, but it was very obvious on the black and white version. Their name is written, and in the color version, it's not there. I was gonna say Damian, but I forgot that he isn't born yet in this universe, and probably I do want to see Red Hood and Tim and Cassie. I don't know that I want as large of a Bat family in the Absolute universe. Does anything happen to Waylon? Please say no. We don't see him. I'll tell you that much. We don't see Waylon in number 9. So he's mentioned because Batman's looking for him, but we don't see him. So I don't know. So I guess technically nothing nothing does happen to Waylon in number 9 because he's not in it. I think he's going to get turned into Killer Croc though, which is heartbreaking, right? What's up, Tyler? Late Night for Mumpkins? Yeah. Usually I stream every Wednesday. Usually it's over on TikTok, but I'm banned from TikTok Live for the next 30 minutes. Well, I got banned last Wednesday, and the ban runs through 11:45 tonight, so I got 30 more minutes on my ban. Bane says, get ready for surgery, so maybe he's already killed. Oh, maybe. That might be. But yeah, that's heartbreaking, though, because he's Bruce's best friend, basically. And if he becomes Killer Croc and starts fighting Batman, and if Batman knows who he is and has to fight him, like that's devastating. I have a feeling we might be Killer Croc probably in the next issue, in a future issue. Yeah, I think we'll see him at some point for sure. And like, gosh, what's he? The Absolute version of Killer Croc? Like, what's he gonna look like? You know? So we'll see. Gosh, I've been trying to think over the last few days, like, how do I need to censor myself when I'm back on TikTok? Like, I guess if we talk about Killer Croc, I just need to call him Croc, right? Of course, they'll probably think I'm saying something else and ban me again. Lotus Empire, hey Bumpkins, have you read the new Green Arrow run? I have. I think I'm 4 issues behind, though. But I have them all. I buy them every time they come out. Yeah, I got banned, not banned from TikTok. I got banned from live streaming on TikTok for a week. Roughwood, have a good one, man. Thanks for hanging out. I got banned for a week because last Wednesday night I was sitting right here and I was talking. I was talking about comics on TikTok, and somebody typed something in chat that I then read. It wasn't even anything bad, but they kicked me off for violation of their terms of service regarding sexual content, even though I didn't say anything of the sort, and all I did was like read the thing and then make like a quick little joke and then like went on to talk about comic books again. It didn't even last 5 seconds. It wasn't even a 5-second thing. And that was enough, and I appealed it, and they denied the appeal, so I haven't been able to stream on TikTok for a week. So, yeah. That's why we're over here. But the ban runs out in like 20-something minutes, but I'm not counting the minutes. Don't get me wrong. But so, the next day I posted on TikTok, I was like, you know what? If they're going to take away... If they're going to limit my access to the platform for something that I did not do, then I don't want to use their platform. So I haven't posted anything on TikTok all week. Have you listened to the Comic Book Couples Counseling podcast? I have not, James, but I hear a lot about it, and I would like to check it out. Is it good? Because I need a got to head to work. Oh man, have a good one, TNT. Thanks for hanging out. I need to find a new comic book podcast because I used to listen to Rob Liefeld's Robservations all the time, and I really, really enjoyed it, but I can't... Rob Liefeld's become such a butthead over the last several months that I just can't really, like, in good conscience, support him anymore. I just don't want to devote my time to listening to him, so... Which is a shame because I really like his podcast, but I just can't do it. So I do need to find another comic book podcast. And I've heard of that one. I've just never listened to it. But if you say it's good, I'll try it out. I do need something new to listen to. Because I don't know about you, but I can only listen to music for so long. Like I've got to switch it up sometimes. Like on drives, if I'm driving somewhere, I like to listen to music a lot. But then sometimes it's like, I want to listen to somebody talk about something that I like. I don't want to just listen to music. It's so good. They just had an episode with Scott Snyder and Nick Dragotta. Very nice. I like the Off Panel podcast. It's by I forget his name, but it's part of the Sketched website or Sketched website. He does a really good job, and he has creators on there sometimes, but sometimes he has like retailers on there or comic book journalists on there, and they'll talk about the industry. They won't talk necessarily. It's not like it's a creator talking about a book that they're working on. It's more of talking about the industry and sales and that kind of thing, and especially when they have retailers on. I love listening to retailers talk about comic book retail. I'm usually working this late and usually search for people talking comics or Star Wars just to kind of listen in. Yeah, I love that kind of stuff. So I will definitely check that one out. Because I think I follow them on Twitter. And every time they mention a new episode, I keep thinking, I need to listen to that. What can I do if I want to get into a series, but they're already on issue 10 plus? The best thing you can do is just pick up and start reading, Maybe you could ask, like, if you're at your LCS, maybe you could ask them, is this in the middle of a story? Like Spider-Boy or most DC stuff. Well, so Spider-Boy just ended, or is about to end. I think it's either ended already or it's got one issue left. So... you'll be able to pick that up in trade if you want, because there's only going to be like 20 issues, so there'll be just a handful of trades on that one. DC stuff, just pick up and start reading. You could ask somebody at your shop if is this in the middle of a story, because if it's maybe a part 2 of a story, they might also have part 1. and you could pick both of them up. But yeah, just start reading. You might be confused at first, but you'll catch up. That's how all of us, but before the internet, that's how all of us started, right? Is we just picked up a comic and we just sort of filled in the blanks later. So yeah, I would just say find the character that you want to read about, or the characters that you want to read about, and just dive in, and you'll catch up eventually. Heading out, early flight for the morning. Have a good night, and see you Friday. All right, yeah, James, I will be back over on TikTok on Friday, unless they ban me again. Before to get into Action Comics, do I need to read 1,000 plus issues? No, definitely not. And in fact, Action Comics, the issue that came out today, would be a great place to start. Number 1087. It's part one of, not even part one. It's just like it's the start of a new direction for Action Comics, telling stories about Superman as Superboy. And that started in the issue that came out today. So that would be a great place to jump on. Almost getting caught up with Saga. That's on issue 29. Okay, you're about halfway there. You're about halfway there. I haven't read past issue 4, I think. I've got the compendium right there that has like the first 40-something issues, or 50-something, 44 issues, or 54. And I do want to read that one day, because I've heard so many great things about Saga. Now, Saga is one of those where we're talking about just jump in and start reading. Saga is one of those that you do want to start from the beginning, because it is one big continuous story, But there's also lots of different collected editions and digital and that kind of stuff. So those kinds of stories aren't necessarily so hard to catch up with. But yeah, those ones that those ones like Saga or Invincible, Walking Dead, that kind of thing. Those are the kind that you do want to start at the beginning. But yeah, definitely don't need to read 1,000 Action Comics. Recently got Fantastic Four trade by Jonathan Hickman. Are those 3 trades worth reading? Absolutely they are. Oh my gosh, I love Jonathan Hickman's Fantastic Four. Yes, those are absolutely worth getting. Is it only 3? 3 trades? Because there's 2, or there's only 3 out so far. Because there's 2 omnibuses of that. So yeah, pick up any new number 1 of characters you like. Yeah, that's true. Grab trade paperbacks, hardcovers, whatever you want. Do you mind recapping them? I haven't read them in a really, really long time. I don't think I've read them since around the time they came out, whenever that was. I do remember, I really liked, Reed adopts this idea that he's going to solve everything. And he finds this, he becomes part of this Council of Reeds, which is this big group of Reed Richards from different universes. And they have all come together as one big brain trust. And I don't remember the details of that story, but I do remember that was pretty cool. I like the artwork in it. I've got the omnibuses are right. I don't think you can see them behind the table, but they're right over there somewhere, but I just haven't read them in so long. But they're good. I like the artwork too. Dale Eaglesham did a lot of the artwork. I like Dale Eaglesham's artwork. Like, it was just like the perfect storm of books. That led into... And then that led into the death of Johnny Storm. And then Spider-Man joining the Future Foundation for a while. Like, that whole era, that was really cool. Predictions for the new Fantastic Four movie and Doomsday. I don't know. I mean, I think Fantastic Four is going to loosely borrow some things from the Coming of Galactus story from Fantastic Four 48 through 50, which I think will be cool. I think they're going to borrow a lot from that. Doomsday, I have no idea. I have no clue what to expect from Avengers Doomsday or Secret Wars. I really don't know. Read Rorschach by Tom King. I got one of those issues for the cover, I think. I just don't remember which one. Or maybe I just flipped through. I don't know. I've not read the whole thing though. I'm just not like. I'm only a moderate. I mean, I'm a fan of Watchmen, but I'm not a big enough fan of Watchmen to read the ancillary books. You know. I don't like. I haven't read before Watchmen. I did read Doomsday Clock, and I did not like Doomsday Clock. But yeah, I didn't read before Watchmen. Haven't read Rorschach, and I don't really have the desire to. You know, I just really, and that's not any sort of warped like loyalty to Alan Moore or anything like that. I just don't care enough, I guess. This is the most Watchmen book after Watchmen. Okay. You're fine with what you have read. No need to expand on it. That's right, Tyler. Yeah, absolutely. I think maybe if I'd gotten more out of Watchmen, maybe I'd be more interested, but I'm not smart enough, really. So, Doomsday Clock is okay. See, I just did. The only issue of Doomsday Clock that I like was the last one. And not because, that's not some snarky comment like, oh, thank goodness it's over. But it's nothing like that. But that was the one that was just like, finally had the payoff. It was 11 long issues. And then number 12 came out and you saw, and really out of the last issue, I really only liked the last little bit, with Dr. Manhattan. Well, what did he do? He moved the lantern 3 feet to the left, and that, and it talked about all the different, I moved the whatever 3 feet to the left, and that caused the car to crash, and that meant that there was no Legion of Superheroes, and blah blah blah. And then I went back and moved it again, and like I thought all of that stuff was really really interesting, but everything leading up to it, no, no, wasn't for me. Has Watchmen Chapter 3 come out yet? The animated movie. Oh, I didn't know they were split up into chapters. I thought the animated movie was just like the only story there was. So I don't know. Good question. Well, I guess we could ask my friend IMDb, see what they say. If I can find it. Watchmen. Okay, Chapter 2. Wow, I did not know they were split up into chapters. Okay, Chapter 2 was last year. November 26th of last year. And I do not... Oh, it's streaming on Max. I guess I could watch it. Should I watch it? I don't really understand... I don't think Chapter 3 is on here yet. I don't really understand why we needed this when we already have the live-action movie, but I guess nobody says, why do we need a Superman animated when we have live-action? So, I guess. Yeah, I don't even see Watchmen Chapter 3 listed here, so... Wait a minute, what if we go to the voice actors and see their upcoming projects? Like Troy Baker. What's he got upcoming? Oh, he's got a bunch of stuff, probably. Okay, it's not even... He doesn't even have it listed in his upcoming. So I have no idea. To make a long story short, no idea. They're better than Snyder's... Ooh, Flounder. I like Zack Snyder's Watchmen. I think Zack Snyder's Watchmen is... Well, I think it's a good adaptation, and I think the ending is actually better than the comic. So I'll have to disagree with you on that one. Need to get caught up with Transformers. It's on 21. I'm on issue 8. I don't think I've read... I read issue number 19 because that was kind of a standalone story with Megatron. But I haven't read issues 17, 18, 20, or 21. So I'm a little behind. But yeah, I mean, I know it's sacrilege, but holy cow, I think the movie ending's better. Just think it fits in with the story more. Loki loved the squid. Well, they went with the squid. What's cool about the HBO series is that it's a sequel to the comic, not the movie, and they leaned hard into the squid in that one. So I would like to see the squid live action. Just see what it's going to look like. Ooh, I wonder what the animated series, which ending it'll go with. Wasn't a big fan of chapters 1 and 2. A little bit too long. Interesting. How long are they? I don't know. Oh, they're an hour and a half. Holy cow. Uh, have you guys seen the Batman Ninja versus Yakuza League? I have not seen that yet. And I'd like to. Batman Ninja versus Yakuza League. Or Yakuza. How do you say that? Yakuza? You know about the motion comic? I do know about the motion comic. Gosh, remember when they were trying to make motion comics a thing? Back in like the late 2000s? I remember I bought a couple of them, I think, on iTunes, and I had them on my old iPod video iPod. And I was like, whoa, this might be the future of comic books. I got it on Blu-ray when it came out. In fact, I still need to see Batman Ninja. I didn't really care for Batman Ninja all that much, but I don't know how much this relates to that. Your mom loves that movie? Nice. I was hoping it would be streaming on HBO Max by now, but nope, it's not. I've got it on IMDb that the trailer's playing. Whoa. Eric Jill, how was at Dallas Fan Expo? I rolled my eyes hard. Yeah, it's a shame that they platform guys like that, but what are you gonna do? At least at least it sounds big enough to where you could avoid him. But yeah, that's a bummer that they give a platform to those kinds of guys. Yeah, well, I love my mom. This there's like playing a whole video clip from this, and this looks crazy. Yeah, I need that to hit, or maybe I should rent it for $6 from Amazon Prime. I don't really trust streaming services all that much. That's why I like physical media. Oh, same, yeah. I've been trying to. I spend so much money on comics. I don't really want to start collecting movies. I don't need or want a huge big movie collection, but I do want some of the bigger stuff on physical. Um, like I bought the Batman. I think Amazon had it on sale on 4K Blu-ray for a crazy cheap price. So I got that and Shawshank Redemption and Into the Spider-Verse. I don't know, some of the bigger stuff I do want to own physically. Like I would love to have the entire MCU on Blu-ray. And for a while I was like, gosh, 4K Blu-ray, that's the thing now. I've got to, even though it's expensive, I've got to buy everything on 4K. But my old man eyes cannot distinguish between 4K and 1080p. I can distinguish between something like 30 FPS and 60 FPS in video games. That's easy to tell. But I can't tell something if I'm streaming something on Netflix. And it says, because I pay for the 4K option. I have no idea if it's in 4K because I watch plenty of stuff that's 1080p, and it looks exactly the same to me. So, which actually makes me think I need to drop my Netflix plan down to the middle one that's only 1080p, because I do not get anything out of 4K. If I'm watching something on YouTube and it's streaming in 1080p and I change the quality to 4K, it doesn't look any different to me. So I need to. So really, I probably should just stick to Blu-rays. Yeah, because they're getting cheaper now. Trying to complete the MCU on Blu-ray 4K, behind a bit on some of the newer ones. Yeah, I have a lot of the Phase 1 movies, but after that, it kind of dwindled off. So I need to try to fill that in, fill in those gaps. Because I'll probably, I don't know. I've been trying to evaluate all my streaming services lately. Um, like I think I'm gonna drop HBO Max until Peacemaker season 2 comes on, and then I'll subscribe to it for however long it's gonna run, couple months or whatever, and then I'll drop it again. So I'm trying to think of like what streaming services are out there right now that I'm watching stuff on. I need to get that stuff. I need to finish watching that stuff so I can, drop it and then just subscribe as needed, Because people complain about the price of, by the time we pay for all these streaming services, we might as well be paying for cable. Well, not really, because you can pick and choose, how much stuff are you watching at the same time. I drop everything besides Max and Disney Plus. Wonder Woman, Dead Earth, or Murder Falcon from my next Daniel Warren Johnson book. Wonder Woman. I think it's shorter, so I'd go with Wonder Woman so that you can read it and then move on to Murder Falcon. Plus, it's really good. But yeah, it's shorter, so I need 2 more Avengers movies: the first Thor, the first Iron Man, the Marvels, and 2 Captain America films. None. Beta Ray Bill. Fantastic answer, unless they've already read it. Dude, that Beta Ray Bill miniseries, that was my first real big exposure to Daniel Warren Johnson. I don't know that I'd even seen anything of his before that. And I was like, who is this guy that's doing this? This is awesome. And it's the first time I'd ever seen like the big sound effect. I guess not the first time. Kirby did a lot of that kind of stuff. But, first like modern thing I had seen with like the big sound effects and that kind of stuff. And that just read it again. It's never enough. I have the trade paperback somewhere. Yeah, golly, that's is it? Hold on, let me see if it's over here. Hold on one second. I'm still here. I'm just over here at my bookshelf, seeing if. Okay, it's not over here. Okay, well, it's not over on this shelf, which means it's over in that giant mess of books over there. So, because if it was over there, I was gonna get it and flip through it, but there's a hardcover of it. Holy cow! I didn't know there was a hardcover. I just got the newer printing trade paperback that came out a couple months back, or probably a few months ago by now. Because I never had it. Oh wait, I do have the physical books. I have the single issues, but it was so good I wanted the collected edition. But I didn't know there was a hardcover. Do a Powerbomb is good, Tyler. Do a Powerbomb is one of the only comics that ever made me cry. I have the single issues of those and the trade right over there somewhere. Oof, that Do a Powerbomb at the end, that just broke me at the end, Whew. I made a video about it as soon as I was done reading it. I was crying and stuff, because it tugged on my heartstrings as a parent. It's stuff that involves parents and their kids, get to me. So yeah, that one, whew, and that one got to me. The mom, yeah, exactly. The mom, yep. Have DC Pride and Marvel Pride been selling well? Can't think of a more important time for those comics to do well. I'm not sure. That's a good question. We talked about both of them on our preview videos on Monday. Like the Marvel one came out today, and I read it over the weekend. I really liked the Captain America story, the Steve Rogers Captain America story in that one. And Andy did the DC one whenever it came out a week or two ago. I don't know about the sales. I'm sure they sold well. Our store is our store's pretty diverse. So I'm sure that those books sold fairly well in our shop. But yeah, I hate to say it, but I don't know because I'm not, I don't like, I'm not a full time employee there, so I'm not really close to the sales and that kind of stuff. But I'll ask Andy next time I talk to him on Friday. But I did like that Steve Rogers Captain America story. Like what was his friend's name? Started with an A. Like I went a little bit on a deep dive of that character afterwards because I wasn't familiar with him. But I flipped through some of the older books from the '80s that he was in, and read up on it. Spent a little while reading up on him. I thought that was a good story. Ugh. Gross. I have the trade for Do a Power Bomb, but still need to read it. Oh, Nick, you got to read it now, man. Like, stop watching me and go read it. It's so good. It's 7 issues. You could probably read it in one sitting. Man, it's good, and it's the quintessential Daniel Warren Johnson story, the quintessential artwork. I mean, it's amazing. It is so amazing. Got to go to bed. Keep being the best comic book influencer you can be. I appreciate it. I will try for sure. I will try for sure. Yeah. I'll be back. Like I said, I'll be back over on TikTok on Friday night. Getting my Venom #1 Lethal Protector coming in next week. Very nice. Do you mean the original one from the 90s? I like some of those. They've done a handful of the newer Venom retro series, like the Venom mini series that they call the retro series, that take place back in the time of the 90s. I've liked a lot of those from the last couple of years. Love your content. Hope we can one day collaborate together. Heck yeah, man. I appreciate you saying so. What's up, Jerry? Guys, next week. So, this weekend I read 21 books, 21 of this week's books. Andy read a similar amount. We ended up talking about 27 books on our Monday show, and I think next week might be even bigger. Holy cow, there's so much stuff coming out. The original one from 1993, it means only number 2 and number 5 to complete the first series. Very cool. Finally catching up on everything. Absolute Batman and Death of the Silver Surfer was amazing. Yes, awesome. I'm glad you liked those. Those were 2 out of my top 3 this week. Jerry, did you also read New Avengers #1? Because that's the other one that I really enjoyed. I recently reviewed Doom 2099. Have you read it? Yeah, I have my original one from back in the day. And the new Doomed 2099 #1 is on FOC this coming weekend. It's a whole new Doom 2099 story. Wish I could buy more comics, but this $5 an issue is killing me. That adds up so fast. I'm doing more trade waiting now for the exception of a couple series. Want to check out Power Rangers Prime. My buddy Andy just read the Power Rangers Prime trade paperback and said it was really good. He said it's not. He said it kind of starts over. It kind of starts Power Rangers over, so you don't even really need to know anything about Power Rangers because it's like a new beginning for them, which I think is pretty cool. I'd like to check that out. But yeah, comics are definitely they're pricey. I mean, I definitely won't lie about that. They're $4, $5, $6. That's a lot to read. If only more time, right? Going to any more cons this year? I'm not sure. I was supposed to go to Heroes Con in a couple weeks, but I'm not sure if I'm going to make it. I'm not sure. That's a good question. I really want to go to here. I've always wanted to go to Heroes Con, but and it seemed like everybody who went last year had a great time, but I don't know if I'm going to make it this year. I can do a power bomb done in about an hour, hour and a half. That sounds about right. Wish we had comic book stores in India like it is in the U.S. That's interesting. Like, where do you do they have comic book stores in India? Like, I don't mean that to sound like a dumb question, but I don't know. I've never been there, right? So, or do you get them digitally, or do you have them shipped to you? Like, how does that work? I went to Heroes in 2019. It was a fun show. Nice. It's like 5 or 6 hours away from me. So, I mean, it's not hard to get to. Only one in Mumbai right now. Mostly ordered online. Okay. Do you have to order them from overseas? Like, do you order them from the U.S. and have them shipped there? Or are you able to order them from somewhere inside India and then just have them shipped to you? Because I can only imagine the shipping on that would be crazy. And the time, right? One of these years going to Heroes, yeah, I do want to try it out. If you're able to go to Heroes Con, say hi to Mark from Legion of Comics. He's a really cool guy and help raise money for comics curing cancer. Very nice. Luckily, we now have retailers who get it from the U.S. Okay, interesting. Well, I get. Can you buy digital comics over there? I know that like Marvel Unlimited and DC Universe Infinite is not available in every country, but I do know that they have expanded to more countries. Or like things like Comixology or the Kindle store, which I guess is the same thing now. Can you buy digital comics over there, or are they not available? Some are cheap, but important issues are very expensive. There's so many good creators at Heroes Con. I want to go so bad. It just doesn't look like I can go this year. Yeah. Yeah, it looks like a lot of fun. Comic creators, content creators, yeah. Digital's available, but I prefer the original paper in hand. I gotcha. Yep. Yeah, lots of people still liking physical. I'm good either way. I like when it comes to single issues, I could go either way, whether it's paper or digital. But I do when it comes to this kind of stuff back here. I do like my big physical books. My big physical omnibuses. But yeah, I just wasn't sure if how that all works. I want to go to San Diego, but it needs minimum of 6 months of financial planning. Yeah, I've never really had the desire to go to San Diego. It's well, I was gonna say it's far away. It's much closer for me than it is for you, but it's still it's literally on the other side of the country. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of planning, and yeah, so I don't know. Maybe one day. But I did go to C2E2 for the first time back in, was it April? Yeah, April, I think. And that was a lot of fun. That's the first time I'd ever been there. So we'll see. I don't know. What is it? Heroes Con's in a couple weeks, right? The 20th? That's a Friday? Uh, 20th through the 22nd. Yeah. So that's next Friday. 24. I'm in my 40s. Do you think San Diego's too big? Maybe. I mean, I've never been there, but it seems like there are a lot of people there. Yeah. I bet San Diego would be awesome, but all the money and planning sounds like a pain unless you're local to the area. Hopefully I could see Tom Taylor at a Texas Con someday. Yeah. I'd like to meet Tom Taylor. That would be fun. Yep. Heroes Con, yeah, June 20th, next Friday. I don't have tickets or anything. I don't have a place to stay. I guess I didn't plan it too well. It kind of snuck up on me. Prefer small cons. Yeah. I thought C2E2 was fine. I used to go to Dragon Con every year. Me, some friends and I went every year, like 10 years in a row, and it got bigger and bigger every year. I think the last year we were there was like 90,000 people there, but I still didn't mind it though. But San Diego, something about San Diego just seems impossible to get around. Wish I could have met Stan Lee. Yeah, Stan Lee. I'm a big Stan Lee fan, so that's one person I wish I could have. You always get these hypothetical questions like, if you could have dinner with anybody, alive or dead, who would it be? Like Stan Lee would definitely be one of mine for sure. Stan Lee and Jack Kirby both. I'd love to go to San Diego in a few years. I have a buddy who's a cosplayer who goes to them. Very nice. Yeah, that maybe one day. So I don't know. I might go to Dragon Con this year. Haven't been. COVID kind of messed that up, right? Because we went. I think we went every year from 2010 to 2019. We went every single year, and then COVID happened. They canceled it. 2021 rolled around, and I still felt a little bit nervous to go because COVID was still kind of lingering. And being around that many people, I was a little bit nervous, so we didn't end up going in 2021. And then by then, we just sort of fell out of the habit of going, and we haven't been back since. So stupid COVID messing up things. 80s MJ or Black Cat? Yes. He recorded the reveal of RDJ as Doom and posted it to Facebook just a couple minutes later. Oh, nice. I think I would prefer Heroes mainly to just meet creators. Yeah, the multimedia stuff doesn't interest me. Yeah, I do prefer cons that are more comic centric. I do. I'm the same way, Tyler. Wish I'd met Kevin Conroy when I had the chance. Will forever regret that one. Didn't know he was sick. Yeah, that would be a cool. He would maybe be my third one, right? Stan Lee, Jack Kirby, Kevin Conroy. That would be a great. That would be a great dinner. That would be a great hypothetical dinner for sure. I also have cousins who live in California as well, one of which worked for Pixar. He was an artist on some of the movies. Very nice. Yeah, especially if you had like a place to stay that was nearby. If you had some relatives or some friends or something that you could crash with while you were there, that would be pretty cool too. Because I can only imagine how crazy expensive hotels are. Plus the traveling, or the traveling from the hotel to the con. Like one of the reasons I like Dragon Con so much is because like we always stayed in the Marriott, which is in the middle. Like that's where the convention is, right? It's in the hotel. It's in 5 different hotels. So if you stay in one of those hotels, you're there, right? You're right there. You just like stay in the hotel the whole time and just can walk anywhere. So, what's your favorite DC title right now? That's not an absolute one. Super the sorry. The mainline Joshua Williamson Superman book is my favorite. I love that book. It's so good. Probably Superman followed by Green Lantern, I think. It's probably my top 2 favorite DC books that are not absolute books. Yeah, Superman and Green Lantern, I think, are probably those. I really like them a lot. Then we had the Question miniseries, which was great. Challengers of the Unknown was great. New Gods is awesome. Wonder Woman, yeah, I like Wonder Woman. I wouldn't put it up in my top 3, but I do like Wonder Woman. Zatanna's really good right now. Zatanna is a beautiful book right now. Holy cow! What else? Aquaman's really good. Detective Comics, yeah. But I'm behind on Detective Comics to the point where I don't remember what happened, so I'm waiting for the rest of that story to finish up. I have all the issues, but I'm waiting for that story to finish up, and then I'll just pull all the issues out and just read them all at once. But up to the point where I was reading, I was into it. Yeah. Superman Unlimited I thought was good. Action Comics. Batman and Robin. Green Lantern Corps has been really fun. I said Aquaman. There's not a lot that these. The first 6 are finished. I thought it went all the way into 1100. Detective Comics. The story's not done though, right? Huh. Okay. Well, maybe it's time to read those then. I thought it was going all the way into 1100. That was kind of like my finish line for that. Hope Kyle Rayner gets his own series again at some point. I'm not gonna hold my breath. Yeah, he's great in the mainline Green Lantern book right now. Part 1. Oh, okay. I did not know that. So I have all the, like I said, I've got all the issues. Some of them are right in that pile right there. I'm looking at it. So yeah, I just need to fish out the other ones and then read them. Yeah. Sorry, like I said, my eyes been bothering me. It's yeah. DC's putting out a lot of good stuff. I will say that one of their only books that I don't like right now is I don't like The Flash. I haven't really liked it since the beginning. It feels weird. Like they're making every other hero feel so classic. And then there's the Flash, which they gave him these weird new powers. They put him in a weird new costume. It's weird. I'm going to go redo a Powerbomb and Challengers for the Unknown Variant. Yeah, that's a good choice. You can't go wrong with either of those. I'm too far behind on the Detective. I've only read Batman's first appearance. You got a little catching up to do. Allergies, maybe. I don't know. I'm worried. I hope it's not like pink eye or something. But it looks not good, so we'll see. Jeremy Adams' run was fantastic. Yeah, on Green Arrow. On Green Lantern, yeah. It's Barry Wally. Yeah, it's just not... it's just not the... I just want the Flash to run around real fast and fight Captain Cold and do the arm things that he does, and that's all I want. I don't need he's multiple man now, right? Oh, Jeremy Adams Flash, yeah, that was good. Flash nowadays is multiple man, right? And I don't need that. I don't want that out of Flash. So, I don't know. So every time there's a new story, and I'm sure it'll go back to normal at some point. He'll get his normal red costume back and go redo a Powerbomb. Oh, I've already redo a Powerbomb. It's awesome. I love it. Are you into the Injustice games? Not really. I'm not much of a fighting game guy. Gotta make a call real quick. All right. Actually, I'll tell you what, guys. It's midnight right now, and I am feeling a little bit sleepy. I may go ahead and go to bed, so I'm going to hop off here. But, guys, on Instagram and YouTube, I appreciate you guys watching. I will be back on TikTok on Friday. Assuming that my access is back and everything. But, yeah. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me tonight. It's fun as always. You guys are the best to talk to. And yeah, I'm out of here for now. But you guys have a good rest of your week, and I will see you on TikTok on Friday. Bye-bye Instagram. Bye-bye YouTube.